lot of confusion, COVID, no ATA, there's all this stuff going on, so I want to dive into that.
So for me, the Badlands Film Fest is probably a top 3 night.
Are you telling me there's 2 nights better?
Oh, you know.
So with ATA show canceled, we felt it was easier just to go ahead and say we're going to do a live stream event.
So excited right now. My hands are shaking, kind of tingling.
That was unreal.
I've always loved messing with my setups. I am always driven to be as accurate as I can. Since I have been building my arrows, I choose my favorites. My best arrow, the one I feel the most confident in, that's arrow 1. It stays in my quiver, and that is the first arrow I will shoot in the fall. I write things on my setups, stuff that means a lot to me, each for a different purpose, but ultimately to help me execute in the moment of truth and help arrow 1 find its mark. This year, I wrote the name Omi on my arrows, the name of my grandmother who had recently passed away. To me, she is the reason I'm in the mountains chasing elk.
these trees to get ahead. Get your stuff. Here comes a spike up tight. It's gonna walk right to us. It smells elky in there. I think they went through super early today or something. A couple spots just like reeked of elk. Yeah, so we're close to the point. Yeah. It's about the time we heard a bugle, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's 4:15.
Doesn't that mean I'll do it at the same time again, but
No, we may have to pry it out of him today. He's probably,
we heard him.
we heard him over there.
Yeah.
Well, we heard a bugle.
I don't
over
think
there.
that's him.
But he's been over here.
Dude, he's right here.
Get your stuff.
You go just drop down the road.
Wait, where are we gonna go?
I'll just hide in the shadows.
I'll get him.
Jordan, you get right back in there. He's right here somewhere, dude. Get ready. I see him. Right behind this. Right through this orange. Here comes a cow. Here he comes. Listen, dude, my stomach is going crazy. I might prevent. Dude, I'm shaking. Jordan, I love you, brother. Thank you. Tom is back there gone. I can't thank him enough, my best friend. Call me in my first bowl. Dude.
What was he?
I don't eat a big bull. I mean, I love it. I think if you draw center line, I'm a touch to the left and top 2/3, like high long.
Dude, it was super textbook.
Oh my God, Nick.
Here, look here. Actually, here, right here.
This is where these winding roads have led. I can see a day of gold ahead.
We hit high long and we didn't find a lot of blood, so we backed out at about 100 yards.
But I'll get there. I'll get there. I will rise up. I will not fall.
Tom, he's right here.
God, man, that's pretty special. I put my grandmother's name on the arrow. She passed almost 2 years ago. That's my first elk bow.
Oh yeah, buddy. Yes, sir. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Look how big he is. Look at that.
Look at this.
For 6 seasons, we have gone from knowing nothing about elk hunting, struggling each year to try and answer all of our questions. We had moments of highs and certainly many lows, but this right here is what we had worked so hard for. This moment.
I will rise up. I will not fall. I will stand up. I will not fall. I will stay strong. I'm never giving up faith. I will go all the way. This will be the day. This will be the day.
This story started when I was 17 years old, and my grandmother bought me my very first elk tag. With my grandma's name on the arrow, I finally made it happen 13 years later. Showing my grandfather, I had finally reached my goal, and giving thanks to my grandmother. And I know deep down, she would be just as proud of me as well.
Camaraderie is defined as mutual trust and friendship among people who spend quality time together. For many, camaraderie is the soul of hunting. While success is important, hunting is truly about the lifelong bonds we make with those who share our passion. Those of us who embrace this pastime enjoy reliving our experiences and sharing our stories with others. For us, we love painting a picture of the beauty that a wild place has to offer. We appreciate strategy and working collectively to make the next season more memorable than the last. We even love telling about the one that got away. For us, life has provided these opportunities, and we are all the better for it. It is now our duty to ensure that the next generation is able to enjoy these same experiences.
Hello.
Hey, Jason, Dave Ashworth, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Let me pull Corey and give me 1 sec.
All right. We really
didn't really have any other questions. We just wanted to get you on the phone and just let you know that we would love to have you guys come out to the farm and do the turkey hunt.
Serious?
Yeah, man.
That's phenomenal.
All right, Jason. Well, we'll let you go, but we're excited, and we'll be in touch soon with kind of the next steps.
Awesome.
All right.
All right. Can't wait.
All right. Appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.
We'll be in touch.
See ya.
Yep. Bye.
Bye. I just remember as a kid going out hunting, like how excited I was, and I mean, I never hunted a place like this, I can tell you that much. And just knowing how awesome this place is, and like just thinking how awesome like it was hunting, let alone a place like this, and getting to like give that to another kid.
Yeah.
It's just the coolest experience, and like seeing how happy and excited they get, and I don't know, I just love it. Love it.
So after he explained the hunt to me, I couldn't help but think about my grandson and the experiences he's going to go through.
You know, my son just was ecstatic with me. It was just a great feeling that, you know, we're gonna get out, we're gonna hunt. Jay's gonna hunt with his bow. He's gonna shoot, you know, a turkey, and it was just unreal, just how excited we were.
Getting to hunt with my grandpa and my dad was really awesome because I knew that I was gonna have a lot of fun and that I might get a turkey or I might not.
Must have been like 5 or 6 turkeys way back. With the first couple of turkeys stepping into the field, the anticipation and the excitement was just, it was almost overwhelming. Just having him right there and kind of knowing what he's going through was just exciting. I couldn't begin to describe just how proud I was of my son being able to not only shoot his bow, but shoot at a turkey was just almost overwhelming.
While we were sitting in the blind and you first look out and you see the jakes coming at you, and you know what's ahead of them and you know what's ahead of Jaden, boy, it's a thrill that you just have to experience to enjoy.
love to go hunting because you get out in the wild and you usually always see some kind of animal, and that's really cool to see like what God has given us.
And it's just awesome to see him like take off on his own and kind of sit back and watch him, and that it's undescribable to me that the amount of pride that I have in him, and just to see what he does in the future is going to be awesome.
It's so important for the younger generation to get out and experience what God has given them to see. That's such a blessing. When I was a kid, everybody hunted. Not so anymore. And they're missing a great opportunity to see what our Lord and Savior has given us out there to be enjoyed and help feed our families if you're lucky enough to harvest an animal.
Sometimes we are blessed to harvest an animal, and other times we are not. However, every time we step into the woods, we are left with a story. While the stories we share bring us internal joy, externally, they are nothing more than a line in a book that's far greater than our own existence. That book is the real story, the story we should be narrating every day, whether through words or through actions. It's the story of the Creator, the Redeemer, and the one who, while all so mighty, still wants a personal relationship with us. What better way is there to come face to face with Christ, the Creator of heaven and earth, and the author of our experiences, than to introduce someone to his infinitely beautiful creation? The truth is, camaraderie that comes with hunting is a capable pen gifted to us so that we can help write a chapter in his book, a preface to someone else's story with Jesus. Hunting is, and always will be, a brilliant introduction. So the next time you step into the woods, consider bringing someone with you. Whether a friend, a family member, or someone you've just come to know, it doesn't matter. Hunting, however, matters. So do you. Give others this opportunity and let God mold them into the storyteller He always knew they could be.
The devil's on my shoulder singing haunted lullabies. I walk along the road, reveals a story full of pain. I wish I'd never come to be so buried by the days. Now it's a slow farewell. My love, I sing to you, this lonely road runs straight to hell, 'cause it's a slow farewell. My love, I sing to you, this lonely road runs straight to hell.
Across the West, 15.87 million acres of state and federal land are landlocked. They belong to all of us, but you can't get to them without permission from a private landowner. In addition to island-like isolated parcels that are entirely surrounded by private holdings, the West's unique history has created many checkerboard public lands, where corner crossing is not considered a legal form of access from parcel to parcel, even where they are steps apart.
I sing to
There's a certain spot that I've always wondered if I could get to it, if it would be worth it. It becomes really real when you see that helicopter fly away and go over the ridge. I mean, you're here. What you packed, what you prepared for, is what you got. We can't hunt today because we flew today. So today's going to be just kind of prep day. The reality is, when you're here, there's no way out without trespassing.
Hey boy, don't lie to me. Say, where did you stay last night? Did you stay in the pines where the sun never shines and shiver when the cold wind blew? Hey boy, black seeds you've sown, my screams will haunt you so. Through the trees, through the pines, where the sun never shines, you'll suffer when the cruel winds blow. Hey boy, don't lie to me. Where did you stay last night?
I wanted to experience adventure in a place I had never been. I knew the forest was going to be crowded and have more pressure this year due to COVID. Getting away from other hunters and recreators was going to be tougher than ever. Oh yeah, that's elk. should be right here. Did I need to do this just to put meat on the table? Of course not. But I wanted a new adventure on this hunt, and I got it.
Only our second day of hunting called this just gnarly old mountain bull into our lap. Literally into our lap.
Just when I feel like I've got a good idea of what's out there, something happens that reminds me of how much world is really out there and how small I really am. Experts predict that in the next 10 years, there could be 30 million more people in the United States alone. I wonder what that will look like. Where will people even go? How can we do this without treading on private landowners? How will the wildlife and habitats sustain with that many more people? Can they sustain? I certainly don't have all the answers, but it is something I think about. Moving forward doesn't mean that we can't do things a little differently than the past, but it does have to be done with an eye for the future.
What an incredible adventure. Awesome. I'll get this thing spun up and get you home. Sounds great. Incredible.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
I think for me, hunting in Alaska has always been a dream. You look at stories, you read magazines, you look at books, and there's always this allure to the wild. I mean, just think about growing up a kid and watching, you know, what's that White Fang, right? Where that kid grew up in Alaska and had the wolf and stuff like that. And you look at all these different stories and you watch it. So for me, hunting in Alaska has always been one of those dreams. And I always thought it was an unattainable goal. I always thought it wasn't in the budget. It wasn't something that I could do. So when we had the opportunity to create a film project, it made it a lot easier for us to sell it to our wives. Going as a film where we want to do it one way, and then coming to Alaska and totally changing it to another way, because just like that river, always changing and always developing and showing its power, Alaska changed all of us. It brought us all together to create something that was different than what we all had imagined, and I think more powerful than all of us had imagined, from fishing to hunting to just the camaraderie.
Can you block the sun out for us on this one? Not there. I need it higher up.
I could hold the tent up.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I look at eating a little bit differently than a lot of people. You eat with all 5 of your senses. If you eat with your sight first, your smell, and your taste. That's what most people are looking at when they see when they talk about food. They see it, they smell it, they taste it. But as hunters, we're able to use our other 2 senses. We're able to not only do that, but we're able to touch our meal, and we're able to hear our meal. We're able to use all 5 senses for that meal. When we hear the hoofs, or we hear the paw prints, when we take our knife and we hear the fascia cutting away from the skin, when we hear the vacuum seal bag go around our meat, when we hear the pan sizzle, that's part of our meal experience. We get to touch every aspect of that. The moment that animal hits the ground, these hands are the only thing that touches it, from the very beginning to the very end. I'm the one that picks it up, I'm the one that prays over it, I'm the one that butchers it, I'm the one that puts it in the freezer, and I'm the one that feeds my family. My family now is touching it, they're now smelling it, they're now seeing it, they're now hearing it. With every bite they take, they're hearing and feeling every emotion. That's what food does.
You know, when you hunt, you don't hunt to let go, you hunt to kill, and that's the point. And there's a poetic point to that, and that's food and sustenance and survival for family or a village or whatever. And one of the beautiful things to me is fishing is no different. We're still hunting for a fish, but I can always let that fish go. You know, I don't know who caught it before me, and I don't know who's going to catch it after me. It could be an eagle, who knows? You know, and there's beauty in that I'm not the only one that gets to enjoy a particular fish. You know.
Oh, blood's pouring.
Beautiful shot, dude.
What'd you just do?
I hate killing. I don't want to kill that animal, but I also don't want someone else to kill an animal for me to eat. So I would rather take that animal's life and enjoy the story surrounded it than buying a steak at the grocery store and not having a story, just having a meal.
And thank you for this trip.
Here in the tundra of the Yukon tundra, the vegetation's so thick and the river's so wild and there's such a vast expansion that they rely on bait stations. They rely on tree stands and bait stations. And for a lot of people, bait stations, they view it as an unfair advantage. They view it as a way that we're drawing the creatures into us versus us pursuing our meal. But Jim had a really cool analogy. He said he treats a bait station like a garden, where you have to tend your garden and take care of your garden so that you can harvest your vegetables. He views that bait station as his garden. He goes there, he's not gonna go there and shoot his 5 tags of bear. He maybe needs 1, 2, or 3 a year, and he treats that as a garden. When he needs his bear meat, he goes to his bait station, he baits, and he shoots his bear, because he understands that they're used for meat and not for a trophy. But thinking about that bait as a way to maintain your garden and your family's lifestyle is a cool concept. Everyone needs to eat. If you don't eat, you die. And if we come together around a dinner table, then the world's a better place. If we came together and understood culture through a plate, we would understand the people. Coming here and having Inuit native foods that we can't even hunt, like whale and seal and walrus, and coming in with a respectful manner, opens up this idea for them saying, hey, we want you to come to our tribe. We want you to see how we do it. We want you to be a part of our family. That's what food does.
I'm coming home to my lady. Still got a long way to go. I'm coming home to my darling. Still got a long way to go. If you could wire me some money, well, I'll be home. Yeah, I'll be home.
You ever had a call upon your soul? That you were meant and destined for more than what life is currently? I grew up in a household littered with confusion, but at the same time grounded me in my foundation for the voyage in which I was meant to embark on. This is my journey. This is Soul Seeker. I thirsted and hungered for adventure and community. Trying to find my identity in things that weren't me. I was a copycat, a chameleon to the world around me. But when I took up hunting to learn how to provide for myself and my family, everything changed.
It's 4 a.m. We're gonna go smoke some bears tomorrow.
Get a nice little nap in.
I love you guys.
Clint the commander.
Over and out.
Sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite.
On the journey to fulfill my soul and build community, Tony, aka Two Shot, was the first to take the call to action. In every opportunity, whether experienced or new, there is something to be learned.
Let me tell you everything.
It's all right. It's 9:30 for the first day of our hunt. We got 3 full days.
That's what I said.
We are not defined by our circumstances in our lives. We get to create our own existence. So when I came out of the mountains, I grew as a person. I grew as a father. I grew as a husband. I grew as a member of society, all because I found hunting. My soul lit on fire, and like a fire, it's meant to spread. So it's time to pass the torch, because mentorship is conservation. So how do I go about sharing that? It started with social media, with community events,
74033, winner.
with being guests on podcasts,
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Soulful Hunter podcast.
with public speaking. Through the journey of sharing the message of mentorship is conservation, Doug was able to hear that message, and through his courage to reach out, his life was then transformed also.
So I started out my journey wanting to hunt, not only for myself, but to provide for my family. I wanted to get into the outdoors, and I really didn't know how to do that. And that's when I heard Johnny talk about Washington Backcountry and his mentorship as conservation platform. With just a little bit of courage of me reaching out and a little bit of courage on Johnny's part to pass down his knowledge as a mentor, I've been able to spark an interest in my children.
I kind of like that he got into hunting, and now I get to go hunting with him.
The opportunity that you guys gave me to learn was life-changing. I mean, I didn't need to pull the trigger. I didn't need to let the arrow go. The knowledge that I needed was what you gave me. Breaking down the animal, putting the plan together, getting out there, showing what it took to stay till last light. All the little things that a pack dump video or a gear video on YouTube doesn't teach you. The process of going into my own hunt was different than any other time. I felt like I had the knowledge and the support from the community that was basically manifesting this to happen.
What up, Clint?
You sound excited.
Yeah, I'm still in bed. Super pumped for you, Doug. All right, later, boys. Good luck.
30 minutes out. Deer down.
I knew I was going to get a big game animal. It was just my time. Then when that opportunity arose, it's hard to explain in words. Time just flew. And then my arrow went, and it was deer down. The emotions overwhelmed me. Every happy and good emotion you can think of went through my body at once. And those feelings, I want other people to experience.
Adrenaline's going like this. I'm not even a shooter.
I would now consider myself a soul seeker.
The fire and torch gets passed from myself to Doug, and from Doug to his community. And just like the fire starts with one, it grows to many.
Oh, I saw my first tear now.
There are souls waiting to be transformed. What legacy are you going to create? Become a soul seeker. Now it's your turn to carry on the torch and pass it on to others, because mentorship is conservation.
Yo, what did you just do, man?
He didn't even make it out of the field, brother.
Oh my gosh, dude, I can't believe it. Congratulations.
When I was 16, I held in my hands for the first time my grandfather's Marlin 336, chambered in .32 Winchester Special. I don't know what it was about that gun, but I fell in love with it almost instantly. At the time, it probably wasn't much more than just a cool gun in my eyes. But as the years rolled by, I began to realize that the scratches in the stock, the nicks in the barrel, and the faded bluing all represented the countless hours that this gun had been in my grandfather's hands in the whitetail woods of Pennsylvania. For more than a decade, I would remind my grandfather with every opportunity, please don't ever sell that rifle without giving me a chance to buy it first. Then one day, my grandfather stopped by the house. He placed that rifle in my hands, and he told me it was a gift. For the next few years, I shot that rifle occasionally, but for the most part, it stayed on my gun rack as I hunted with my bow, or would grab another rifle in an effort to give myself every advantage to fill those last-minute tags. Finally, I came to realize that if this gift was going to be truly meaningful, it had to come full circle. I needed to kill a deer with Grandpa's rifle.
Yes.
I'm so excited right now. My hands are shaking, kind of tingling. I just shot a doe. Probably not even a very big doe at that. I shot it with this Marlin 336 chambered in 32 Winchester Special. This gun was manufactured in 1949. None of that matters. What matters to me is this gun was a gift from my grandfather. This is a really special moment. I can't wait to tell him that I shot a deer with the gun that he gave me. Well, I just called. I wanted to tell you I just shot a deer with the gun you gave me.
You just shot one where?
With the gun that you gave me a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah,
I just shot a deer with that rifle. It's laying dead right here.
Yeah, very good. I'm glad you got it.
Well, it makes you being here. Over these last few years, I've started to realize it's not the size of the antlers or even the size of the body that matters most. What makes a hunt truly special is the size of the memory. For me, the most memorable hunts are those where I can harvest an animal with a special gun or where I can experience success with my family. This hunt was both of those things. Due to his health, my grandfather wasn't able to hunt this year, but I know that in a way, he was with me as I carried his old rifle into the woods and found success with that gift of a Marlin 336.
Thank you. Stud, dude. Yeah. Yeah, he's a beautiful bull.
It's hard for me to believe, you know, early in the year like this, hadn't really been into elk at all. Just still trying to figure out what we needed to do, and this was just a gift. It came out. He came right into our lap, one cow call, and he came into 35 yards. This big boy Solo, I mean, he just came out of this deep dark hole and was bugling, you know, it was like it was almost like it was his first night looking for cows. And we were in the right place at the right time. This is just a beautiful 6x6, 6x7. I can't believe it.
He's sitting. You probably can't see him. You won't be able to see him through the bushes. We've been frustrated with fourth arrow that we haven't had the ability to get music in the background more naturally with the hunt.
So Accordion Joe was nice enough to come sit out behind me tonight. Hopefully if we get a good bear coming in, we'll have really good background music that doesn't overly startle the bear. And we'll get a shot. That way it'll be kind of cool, because, you know, this ain't Hollywood. And sometimes you just can't figure out how the guys do it. But man, it takes a lot of dedication to not only have guides, hunters with bow and arrow, but also, you know, someone willing to play music inside of those settings. I mean, today it's kind of warm and sunny out. It rained earlier. You gotta cover up all your musical instruments. And the accordion seems to work a little bit. It's a little heavy, but hopefully it happens later on for us tonight.
What's up? You came right up from the creek. You think it passed through? Dude, I can't believe you came right through that opening. I heard crunch and I seen branches moving.
We're gonna go see what we find.
We're gonna go out to kind of a thicket that we had seen a few big bucks walking through, and we're gonna brush in a new blind. We're gonna shoot a monster out of it. My prediction is tonight, but at some point this season a monster will be shot out of this blind. You can quote that. Feels weird wearing this for deer hunting. We shot a doe. It's not the monster I was talking about, but It was a good opportunity. She was 13 yards broadside in front of us. Thank you for not braking. I asked Jeff, I said, "Are you on?" He said, "Not yet." And then he come through. At some point this season, a monster will be shot out of this blind. You can quote that. Everything happened in about 14 seconds. I shot my buck last year on Friday the 13th. We shot this one yesterday, which would have been the 12th. It was a sleepless night, but nonetheless, we found him. Friday the 13th.
That was unreal. Unreal. I've only been on one other Canada black bear hunt in my life, and it was awesome. What we just witnessed was unbelievable.
Unbelievable full mount. I know. Just come super cool.